Okay, so guys, you've probably been brought here because of my video or post, Facebook ads versus Google ads, a quest for superiority. Now, pretty much there is one really big difference between the two. Well, there's more than one really, but the big difference is that Google is a search engine and thus has more power, and Facebook is a social network, which is pretty awesome. I mean, if you really look at it in retrospect, in like bigger picture, people don't go to Facebook to buy stuff, they go to Google to buy stuff. So interrupting their day on Facebook has actually got you a slightly lower response rate. But anyway, I'm going to quickly whiz through the 5 things that actually differentiate between the two, and that is one of them. So there's 4 more to go, and I'm actually going into extreme detail of what they are. So the second thing that would kind of be a differentiation between the two would be that Facebook actually has more of a targeting system. I know I've said this already, but this is the best analogy I can think of. Facebook is pretty much a sniper rifle with thermal heat scoping, night vision, and every other doodad you can think of in the world, whereas Google is your standardized sawn-off shotgun. Unless you can get close enough to a market, that is the only way you will win. Facebook, on the other hand, has a very targeted ad system, which means that you can basically go ahead and find out what type of person what type of prospect you have, what type of person they are, what they like, what they dislike, what type of groups they're into, what they're looking for, what are their hopes, what are their dreams, what do they like reading, what don't they like reading, and pretty much have all the market research you need. Crazily enough, you can actually create an entire product based on this and market it on Facebook and kind of pull back quite a bit of money from it, and something a lot of people actually don't do. Um, Google, on the other hand, may have higher volumes of response in terms of getting traffic, but from a Facebook ad, you have higher chance of converting them, which in the end really is all about conversion. If you get 50,000 visits in a year from Google and you only get 20,000 from Facebook, but your Google is only about a 3% conversion. That's if you're a really good copywriter or you can write really well. You only get 3%. 3% of 50,000 is somewhere in the region of 1,500 sales, I think. And if you're getting 20,000 on Facebook, we've tested this. You're getting somewhere in the region of about 10 to 20%, depending on how your sales letters laid out. So 10 to 20% of 20,000 is still coming up about 2,000 to 4,000 sales per year. Considering you're actually getting less clicks, spending less money, but getting a higher conversion rate, actually means that Facebook wins. So targeting and being able to scope it out. You've all had the old saying by now, um, inch wide, mile deep. Pretty much meaning the better targeted your product you are with your marketing for your prospects, the more you'll actually sell. The next thing that you're actually going to be looking forward to, or looking toward, is getting, which is the big difference between the two, is actually Facebook has a lower cost per click, which by the way is rising quite quickly in some markets. But Google, if you take the UK or America and check out the cost per clicks in the UK, it's actually, for Google, it's something like, for a term such as internet marketing, you're looking at anywhere between £3 to £5 per click, which is about $8 for my US friends. And in the US, you're looking around $8 to $9 per click, which is still quite a lot of money if you look at it, because that's just getting traffic to your website, not converting. Quite a big pain in the butt. Whereas with Facebook, you can still get cheap clicks. Well, quote unquote cheap. You're looking at, if you're doing cost per click, you're looking at somewhere in the region about, for internet marketing sort of based products for the UK, you're looking somewhere in the region of about 80 cents, because sold in dollars, 80 cents to about $1 to $2. So quite a huge deficit of a gap, but still considerably lower than Google. which you can go ahead and check out if you want. And that's just UK and stuff. But if you were to go to other countries, such as what Phil Mansour suggests, which is go to other countries such as Eastern Europe, well, east parts of Europe that actually speak English, because you can actually target what language they speak, and you can actually find exactly how much your costs are. And after a certain amount, you can change the cost per mile, which is impressions, which will lower your prices even more. It's actually really brilliant. So number 4 now, we're moving on to number 4. The last two are going to be pretty quick. Number 4, the difference between the two is that if you look at Google, something Google actually does pretty well, is they've actually released something on the 25th of February 2011 where it actually changes about 11.5% of the way they search for content, which is they've little auto blog sites, they are out of there. You've got to create authority type sites every time you create something, just so you can get ranked. I mean, it's crazy how hard they're actually making it for marketers, but creating authority sites is the way forward. It always has been. So that's just a little rule of thumb. That's the way Google has a better search ranking there. Most people don't go to places like Facebook and type in get, like on the website that we're doing right now, it's get FB ads free. They don't go onto Google, or they don't go into Facebook and type that in. In fact, they go to Google or Bing or Yahoo and type that in. That's the search results they get from there. It's quite unique and pretty cool in my opinion. So basically, Google did one good thing there, though I do kind of slightly despise them at the present moment because they messed around with a couple of things on one of my sites. Anyway, the 5th and final point, which is actually quite important, by the way, you need to basically make sure that the difference between the two is the rules and also the automation. Facebook, again, as I've mentioned before, is completely run on manual checking. So they have like an ads team that read your ads, to check your websites, and they do everything. Whereas with Google, it's all automated and gets you on there straight away. Facebook, you have to wait a day or two. So that can be a bit of a problem. A lot like the old Yahoo search engine they had before they changed it up a little bit. With Yahoo ads, I think like 9-10 years ago. So it's crazy. More importantly, as well with Google, you need to make sure that the rules there are slightly different. In Google, you can send them directly to the page, which is a clause in their contract on the way that you do affiliate marketing, as long as it's relative to the content that you wrote. The other is that you can actually send them straight to a landing page that has pop-ups to stop them from leaving, whereas on Facebook you cannot. You have to have it as a, if they go on your web page and they try and leave and you put a pop-up up, then guess what, you're not going to get accepted. You can do that afterwards, but you're not going to get accepted straight away. Anyway, so that concludes the five differences between Facebook and Google, and why Facebook ads versus Google ads, which is more superior. In my opinion, is Facebook for the moment being. But keep a lookout because Facebook might be going the same way Google is.